pin fell over. Okay, so you got this butted up against the pins here. Where's my wrench? Where's my freaking wrench? Okay, so I'm pulling this against these pins. These pins fit into these T-slots really good. So when I tighten this, pretty much guaranteed that this edge here, which is the factory edge of this plate, is parallel to the ways. And that's just a quick way of setting this up. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mill along this edge, and then I will be guaranteed that it will be parallel to this edge, and then we'll get the other sides over here as well. This is just a piece of scrap aluminum that is going to become the receiver part for my dome camera mount. So let me get a cutter out, set up the milling machine, and we'll just zip this off here. What I did is I mounted a 1-inch milling cutter, roughing corncob mill in here, and I'm just going to okay, we're spinning at 1,000 RPM. Okay, we're going to put on about a 20,000ths cut here. We'll lock the axis and okay, leave this one tight, and move this. Okay, so without moving this plate, I'm guaranteed that this is going to be a 90-degree corner here. So okay, so same deal here. We're going to move the clamps and get this side, and then this plate should be squared up. By doing it this way, lets you take advantage of the accuracy of your machine and keeping things square, because be milling everything in relation to the table here. Okay. Alright, we'll get this plate off of here now. I didn't mill it to any specific dimension. I just squared up the edges of what I had here. It's going to be plenty big enough to do what I needed to do. So we'll get this off of here and I'll show you with the square how we did. And that's pretty perfect. Can't see any light in the square. Okay, so we now have an accurately square plate here. Okay, so the width of this thing is 3.562. 3.563. 3.563 divided by 2 equals 1.781. Close enough. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line up there. I'm going to cut this right on that line. Okay, so I got this mounted in the bandsaw, and I just eyeballed the curve here. So let's just cut this baby in half. Alright. Not too bad. So we'll throw these in the mill and get them all squared up. Okay, I got these two blocks Siamesed in here, milled off the last side of them so they're flat. And what I'm going to do now is find the center. My Mr. Pete adapted edge finder. And to do that, we're just going to come over and okay, I just reset my DRO to 0 there. Now we're going to find this jaw edge. Okay, that is 1.705. Divide that by 2. 8525. So we'll come back to right there is the center. We set the Y's in. Now what I'm going to do is find the X edge. With that, I'm going to reset my X. I'm going to come over a 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to reset again. Now I know I'm right on the edge of that block. Let's take this out of here. We'll put the cutter back in. And we're ready to start cutting the groove in here. So this is going to be another long one here because I got to come down 1.5 inches, and I've got to make it 1.5 inches wide, which will be most of that. So you saw me do that before with the other one. I'm not going to bore you with it. I'm just going to take it down. Now on the last one I found that a depth of 100 thousandths was pretty much the limit of what I could do. So that's 15 cuts down. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to go on the X there, so I'm going to reset it on my second memory. Still got the first one in there. And it is 100 on the Z. We're running this cutter at 1,000 RPM. It's 1 inch in diameter. Okay, here we are, 1.5 plus 10 thou. You know, as I was cutting this thing, I'm thinking, boy, I'm really kind of losing a lot of support on this vise here, but it went okay. You know, between the back wall and what's left here, I had enough so that it didn't collapse, but as I was going along there, I was thinking like, boy, you know, this could get pretty interesting. So anyways, what I'll do now is I'll just come in here with a smaller radius end mill and cut out, you know, these corners back here, make it look a little pretty, and then we should be ready to drill some holes and tap them in here for mounting it to that plate. But yeah, something to consider that about halfway through this cut, I kind of did start thinking about, boy, you know, there really isn't a whole lot left holding these two pieces apart from each other. But it worked out, and we got them done. Okay, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see all of this, but what I got in here is a long cut end mill, 3/8 in diameter, and I'm just going to go back and try to get rid of some of the radius on these. So what I'm looking at here is that big mill I was using had a corner radius on it, and I basically just walked this up till that disappeared. Now we're going to start cutting here in a second. Yeah, I know why I'm cutting. It's not a good thing. Let's try slowing this down a little. See if I can get away with this. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Let me get my my hair going here again. Okay. We go back in and do the other side here. Okay, so needless to say, a lot of that was climb cutting towards the back here. And what I did to mitigate that was to partially put the Y-axis table lock on. That helped a whole lot. So anyways, yep, we got it done though. And get these little needles out of here. Have a look at it. Looks good. A little bit of chatter down at the bottom, but this will work out. Well, it's the next day in the shop here, and we're going to finish this up, but man, I'll tell you, this weather out here is really starting to suck. It's friggin' freezing out. It's been snowing. It's the middle of April, and I'm really getting sick of this. Anyways, we got the heat on in here, and it's coming up to temperature. Is where we left this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap some holes in each of these, and then we'll hook her up to the plate. All right. Let's see here. I need some flathead screws. Thought I had some 1/4-20s here, but I guess these tins will work. I'll put 3 on each side. This is stainless, so they ought to do good. 1032s. I don't think they'll rip out. Oh, here's some 1/4-20. I don't think these are going to be long enough, though. Alright. Okay, so we got the edge finder back in the mill here, and we are going to put 3 holes up each side of this thing. So we need to find the ends here. Put our drill chuck in. And I'll dig out number 21 drill. Okay, so I did a little deburn on these pieces, and I'm going to mount them just like this, and this will be the post from the mount. So what I got to do now is drill 6 holes in here, countersink them for these flatheads, and we'll be done. Okay, we got 6 holes drilled to a clearance and countersunk, and hopefully things will line up here. Okay, so one of the things I didn't mention here is these screws are stainless, and one of the things you want to do is you want to put some anti-seize on these things so they don't gall. This is Loctite, nickel based. It's called nickel anti-seize, and it's pretty much a good thing to put on here. Okay, got to put together, and yeah, I had to cut the bolts down about 1/4 of an inch. So let's see. Here's our sample piece. Let's see how this fits in here. Perfect. So I'll put this in the bench vise and see how the real McCoy fits in there. And then we'll have to determine where to drill a couple holes on each side of this to get it to bolt up to the face of the house there. So let me get the camera moved and we'll see how it fits. Okay, so now you can see how this is going to work. These wires go in the slot. That slides down in there like that. And then there'll be a hole right here for these wires to go inside the building. So I think this will be a little easier to get up. I may in fact put a bolt through here. I haven't quite decided yet. You know, this is pretty close tolerance here, so it's not like it's going to be flapping around. And I don't know if I'm pretty sure gravity will hold it in there. So there you go. Quick disconnect for a security camera. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all my new subscribers. Have a good one. Oh yeah, we have a few more jets.
Stop! Get my season's greetings started or whatever. Congratulations on your 810.
Formation.